Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to get into a pair of New Balance shoes that I have heard nothing about. I just loved the look of them whenever I saw them on the New Balance website, and I also really love the price. They came in at 65 bucks, and I am all about getting a dope looking shoe at a bargain price. Stick around to the end of the video, because since this is a shoe I haven't seen anything about, I want to save some time and throw these on feet to give y'all an idea of how they look. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these New Balance Numeric 425s. This is a lot different than the gray box that I'm used to getting for 550s and other just GR New Balance releases. I don't know if that's because this is the New Balance Numeric line, and I also didn't realize the Numeric series of New Balance is like a skateboarding shoe, which, again, apologies to those of you that are looking for a performance review of how these skate. I don't skate, my kids do, I did, but the last time I was on a skateboard was when I was cruising around on a Madrid in the early 90s. But anyhow, it's a light green colored box. It says NB, and then it's got like the hashtag or like the pound sign behind it. Oh, and here you can actually see that it says New Balance Numeric. Also up here, you can see that it says New Balance Numeric. So I'm guessing this is just the standard box for the Numeric series, which is their skateboarding shoe. The tag, just like always, isn't incredibly detailed. It says NM425 MTI. I went with true to size on these, which is a size 10, and these were $65. And I cannot tell you how much I like the look of these shoes. They're very simple looking. I don't think they necessarily look like a skateboarding shoe just because they're not chunky like a lot of Nike SBs and that sort of thing. So they're kind of more of like a minimalistic look, to me anyhow. A lot of times I think of like Osiris or even like DC's or something whenever I think of skateboarding shoes. I guess I did have some Airwalks when I was a kid, and those were kind of more sleek like this and more simple. But these aren't chunky like you get sometimes on a lot of skateboarding silhouettes. But I just love the colors that they have on these. I love the blue on the toe box. It's like a rough suede. And I like how it's all just one piece. It really just gives it a unique look to other things in the collection, just because it's not a separate mudguard overlay or anything. It's just, this toe box is just all one piece of suede, and it looks nice. But then coming back, you've got a little bit of a synthetic material, but it still has a nice feel, and it's the same color as that blue that we have on the toe box. Of course, you've got that N that's in like a khaki type of color, and it's outlined by orange. Then as we're moving back the shoe, we see some mesh in a khaki color, and that's on both sides. And then back here on the heel, this is almost, I couldn't figure out if this was reflective or not. I think it might just have a hint of reflective on it, but it again feels kind of synthetic, but it's a nice kind of brighter blue, maybe even a hint of like violet on there, but I just like the contrast. And then coming up, you've got a synthetic leather hit that is khaki, and it's got that orange that we saw outlining the N on the sides. Then for the tongue, we also have more of that mesh that we saw on the sides. It's just a nice khaki color, and it's got some orange piping that matches the other orange accents. And the tongue has the New Balance emblem in that royal blue that we find on the heel, and then it says 425, and that's outlined in that orange color that we get as an accent as well. New Balance on their website did say that it was a court-inspired skateboarding shoe, and you can see that this has that classic looking kind of mid-80s inspired basketball tread pattern, but it's also a little bit more modern too. But you've got those pivot points or suction cups up under the forefoot, and then you also get them down here in the heel. And then it's almost like a herringbone traction pattern, but I love that it's like this dark natural gum looking material, and it looks really nice up against this sail or cream colored material where you see this New Balance labeling there. And then that color is also what we have on the midsole, and it's just a really clean, classy looking midsole. There's not a whole lot of lines in it or anything, but on the heel it says New Balance there. But I know that was quick. I really want to save some time and throw these on feet and show you what they look like. They're extremely comfortable on feet, and it said on the website it's got like a C-cap wedge in the heel, and I don't know what the insole is, but it's not the standard Ortholite. I think it feels even more padded than what the Ortholite typically does. But I also wanted to point out too, before I put these on, underneath the tongue, I don't know how well you can see in there, but on the sides of the tongue it's got like an elastic band that really helps to secure the shoe to your foot. So I don't know if I'm getting a good angle. It's hard to see because it's so sunny out here, but there's an elastic band on both sides, and it really just locks the shoes down on your feet. But I love the way they feel on foot, and I'm going to quit talking about them and throw them on. Alright, so I've got them on feet, and like I said, they really just lock down on your foot really well. I love the look of them. I love the feel of them. You feel like you're really low to the ground, which is probably good for skateboarding, but they also, at the same time, they feel really padded. I'm not sure what the insole is, and it might just be a standard insole, but maybe it's just that C-cap cushioning that it talked about in the heel that makes them feel so comfortable. But even though you feel low to the ground, they feel really cushioning, and I think they'd be comfortable wearing for a long period of time. And also, I think they'd be pretty ideal for the summer just because of the colors and because they're not a really hot shoe. It's not a really thick shoe or anything. There's a little POV. I really love those colors. That was just a quick look. Let me know if you've had any of the Numeric line from New Balance, and let me know what you all think about these. I really like them, and I love the affordability of them.